rolling. We're going to try for lucky number 3. I'm Matt Daniels, and this is Matt
and Dan, idiots.
So today's episode is going to focus on one of our favorite subjects that are near and dear to our hearts.
Idiots.
Now, Dan, last week we were talking about a particular idiot. He seems like a pure idiot in the most crystal clear sense of the word. This man who is so close to your heart. Give us a little background on this idiot.
Well, first of all, he is not close to my heart whatsoever. But if idiocy was currency, they'd be mining him harder than they mined unobtainium in Avatar.
Whoa. What was his first reaction when he saw Avatar?
His first reaction was, this is a lot different than the cartoon I used to watch of the Smurfs.
Man, the Smurfs really got jacked. He can't pronounce Gargamel. I can barely pronounce Gargamel.
Where's the guy with the robe?
Mommy, I'm scared. Jeez. Man, those blue people are hot. Sam Worthington, genius.
They're showing Smurfettes' boobies. Oh my God.
Dan, this is a fundamental nurture versus nature question. Was he born an idiot, or did he come out of the womb an idiot? Or was he raised an idiot? Was he raised an idiot, Dan?
Well, this sounds like a cop-out of an answer. I'm going to say both.
God damn it. Dan, you got to choose.
No, because he was born an idiot to a pair of idiots who raised him idiotically. So right. he had it coming from both directions. He almost can't help it.
That is a pretty open and shut case. Kill him.
He's kind of like Mr. Magoo. You know how Mr. Magoo would walk around blind and almost die every 5 seconds and just by happenstance make the perfect step and not die?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like that.
Idiot.
I can't believe he hasn't killed himself yet, but it's not by his own doing. It's just dumb luck.
Now,
in fact, I think that's where the term dumb luck comes from.
So, folks, if you want to look up who this person is, go to dumb luck in the dictionary, or idiot, or the synonym fool in the more old-timey sense, and you will see a picture of who we're speaking of.
I could say his first and last name right now, and he still wouldn't know we're talking about him.
And I want to get into this a little bit more about how we define an idiot. Is it the 50% of the DNA that's idiot? Or was he raised an idiot?
Well, I think a big majority of it is nurture.
Now, okay, so that's an interesting baseline. So we're saying on our ability to define idiots, we have to look at what clan are you from?
Listen, it plays a part. It plays a role, and people don't want to admit it.
Now, where do we draw the line, Dan, between going for the easy layup of Donald Trump, believing that people from Haiti are inherently dirty?
Donald Trump is an idiot of a different kind. He's, there was a theory floating around years ago that he had untreated, I think, gonorrhea that was affecting his brain. I think that holds some validity.
Are you saying people are saying he might have gonorrhea?
I think it was actually a theory posed by Chelsea Handler, who said that untreated gonorrhea after some years could turn you a yellowish orangish hue and also start giving you some slight long-term brain damage. And the shoe fits.
The shoe does fit. I would also say that the man does have a tanning bed. He does dye his hair. He does have a terrible diet. Mm-hmm. So you don't think he's rigorously testing for STDs? He's a germaphobe, isn't he?
Well, I know that it was stated in court that he did not wear protection with Stormy Daniels.
So this is the way we break down idiocy. Okay, mm-hmm. we find out about Donald Trump's liaisons with porn stars, and we backwards engineer it to see, is it possible that this man could have gonorrhea? Now, gonorrhea is not a fatal disease, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Normally, I believe they just prescribe some antibiotics or, whatever they prescribe for it. And
then you're good.
And then you're good.
So we're saying that he could be an idiot because he has gonorrhea.
Well, I think it probably, if it's true, doesn't mean he wasn't already an idiot, but it made it worse.
Made it worse.
And then when you have irrational thoughts and fears about different races for no reason, or, think that Well, yeah, there's a pandemic, but it'll go away tomorrow. If it doesn't, try drinking some bleach. I think, that disinfects it on a countertop. That kind of thing is like,
Did we even try, though, Dan? Did we even try?
I did.
Yeah.
I had to have my stomach pumped. It was not a fun weekend. But I will tell you this. My breath was never better.
Oh, yeah. Dan, Tide Pods, we're going to get them as sponsors. Tide Pods.
Yes.
In my head.
Good.
Speaking of sponsors, Dan, are you uncomfortable at work?
Always.
Do you need spikes in your back?
I would want nothing more.
Okay. Well, let me introduce you to a new product from ProSource Fit called the Acupressure Mat. Now look at the color. You like the color? Dan, what do you think?
Isn't that what they called you in high school?
Dan, now look at what I'm doing right now, okay? Look at what I'm doing. To the folks at home, the audio only, tell the folks at home what I'm doing.
Matt is applying the acupressure mat, spikes first into his forehead. And
yes. And look.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I can see the indentations.
I was going to say no indentations, but yes, the indentations. Now, Dan, when you place this on your lumbar region, just watch the transformation happen.
That is a relaxed face.
If you want a Chinese man digging into your body with little penis pricks, then get this acupressure mat now. I've never had anything better.
Okay, that's good. I'd like to point out that's a misquote.
Go ahead.
I never called needles penises. I said my penis is so small I could thread one.
Listen, that is a talent, okay? And I want you to never forget that.
Best blowjob I ever got was from a mosquito.
I watch my TV shows, okay? I listen to my TV shows.
Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo.
Yeah, the Turtles. He wasn't very smart on the Turtles. He was mediocre. No, he was dumb. He was actually half an idiot. Full idiot.
Have you heard about this, The Last Ronin comic series, graphic novel type of thing that came out a couple years ago?
Yeah, the Turtles are killers. Oh, no. I remember. Okay, I got this. I'm sorry. Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo are killed, and Raphael has to avenge them, correct?
Well, for a long time, you don't know which one it is that's the lone survivor.
Okay.
And they became a master of every ninja weapon, and they're exacting revenge and killing people. It's actually Michelangelo.
Right. I was going to guess Michelangelo, and then I was going to guess Leonardo, and then I was going to guess Raphael.
Raphael
1, 2, 3.
I think everybody at first thought it was Raphael, but turns out it was Michelangelo.
Because Raphael was such like the badass character in the movie. Now, in the show, he was throwaway. He was garbage in the show.
Raphael was cool but rude.
He wasn't even that rude. I know. Dan, I know. Yeah. I know. But the show, he didn't show it in his performance.
That's true.
He didn't show it in his performance. Okay?
In the original animated series, yeah.
They're back to idiots.
We are great at falling off of topics and going into tangents. We always have been.
For the 5 years that we've had this show, I mean, we're famous for it.
Yeah.
So how much do you think a mother's love can help you with intelligence? As in breast milk.
Well, studies have shown that it does help brain development.
I don't care about studies. I want to know what you think.
Well, I think studies have shown. I don't think it makes a really dramatic difference, but I do think it makes a difference. I find interesting, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, and I'm not criticizing educators or teachers or anything like that.
Well, we should.
It's a strange thing to me to go to school your entire childhood, go off to college, continue your education, get a bachelor's and master's in teaching, and then you have never done anything but school in your entire life.
What's with that? The school for hard knocks.
In a private school, you don't need to be licensed or have a master's in teaching. The New York State requires a master's in teaching for you to be a teacher.
A mat.
At a private school, your physics teacher could be someone who was a physicist working in a lab and then decided to go for a teaching job because they had a family and they needed something a little more stable or whatever.
And they liked little boys.
Well, yeah. What is more valuable? Somebody who's known nothing but school and the textbooks, or someone who has life experience in the subject or professional experience at the subject. Also teaching from a textbook, but also having more background information to fill in the gaps.
And it reminds me of one of our favorite movies from Good Will Hunting, when Robin Williams' character sat Will down on a park bench after Will just took him and to just destroy his whole character, his wife, who was deceased, who liked to fart in her sleep, by saying that whoever painted this painting is one step away from cutting off their ear, but it's paint by numbers. He went after Robin Williams, and Robin Williams said, "Chief, that's enough." And, Dan, I know it's hard. He took him by the neck and slammed him against the wall. He was affected by it. But then, and this is him recounting this to good old Will in the Boston Common Park. And he said, "And then I thought, Will, what do you know about beauty? You could probably cite a poem from Shakespeare and give me a good sonnet, but have you ever seen the Sistine Chapel in something, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, written, good screenplay, poetic words? You could probably quote Tolstoy, but have you held your best friend's head in your hands?" Okay? I'm butchering this.
Very sorry, best friend. I fell asleep for a little bit there.
But do you understand what I'm saying, Dan?
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about right now.
The point was, I have experience. I know life that you can't read in a fucking book. And you're just a stupid kid. I don't care how smart you are. You're just a stupid kid. And now I'm going to sleep well. Do you remember this?
Yeah, and you could have said that 10 minutes ago.
Well, I thought you were closing your eyes because you were so moved, okay?
I was moved to boredom.
I thought you were roused, not aroused.
Talk about taking the scenic route. Holy shit.
I'm going to make a turn. We're going to go in the back roads, kids. Oh, God. Dan, are we getting...
I think I could have watched all of Good Will Hunting while you went through that.
On next week's episode, we will be recounting...
We will be like the bad teachers who just wheel a TV into the classroom. We're just going to turn on the podcast and then point it towards...
Another good podcast, better podcast.
Another good podcast for someone to watch. Welcome to our podcast. Watch these guys.
They're better. We're learning. Listen, the only way that we can get better is by exploring the world and exploring our bodies. Okay.
And by well, I was just going to say practicing, but yes, exploring our bodies is another way.
Right. Dan, how much time do you have left?
I have no time left.
You have no time left. Okay. So, Dan, would you agree that we are Benjamin Buttoning our intelligence? Are we in trouble as a last? This is a final thought. Give me a final thought.
All right. By Benjamin Buttoning, do you mean that we're getting dumber or that we are getting smarter?
I don't know.
Because you could argue that means our brains are getting younger and we're, awesome that way, or that we're becoming more infantile. Which way do you mean it?
Well, when you're staring down at the barrel of a gun, what's the fucking difference?
You say things like that with such sincerity, but it's nonsense. It's just...
Well, I'm saying that when you Benjamin Buttoning, if you're aging in reverse or getting younger or getting older in reverse, how can you tell what's dumber or not?
Well, I mean, the great thing about being a true idiot is you're so dumb you don't know you're an idiot.
So it's probably better.
For your own happiness, it's better. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. And it's very true, because think of how happy you were as a kid.
Yeah.
Now think about how much you knew about the world at that time.
I knew everything, but that was just me.
And then the more you learn about how shitty life is and how fucked up the world is, the harder it is to be that blissful, happy child.
That's smart. So you're saying that the kids are smarter. The Benjamin Button.
I'm saying they're happier. Knowledge can be a burden.
And it can make you stupider?
I'm not saying it can make you stupider, but I think that, or dumber, I should say. Stupider is not a word. But
damn it.
If you value your own bliss over ambition for knowledge and power, then it's easier to be like the dumb guy. I don't care. Yeah. Where is Ukraine? Fuck it.
It is easier to be dumber or not to be interested in. The simple explanation is way easier to stomach, right? Well, God damn it. I wish we weren't out of time.
I know. We actually just started getting good here. By the way, I saw a wonderful picture on the internet yesterday It was apparently, and you can't believe anything on the internet. Everything's fucking fake.
I can, and I can tell.
For the purposes of the joke, it was a picture of a one of those like chalkboard specials of the day outside of a sandwich shop in Canada.
Yeah.
And there was a sandwich called the Trump. And then underneath were like, you know, how there's like a dash for each ingredient. It said white bread full of bologna with Russian dressing and a tiny pickle.
That tickles my brain in the dumbest of ways.
I chuckle at it and I move on.
Yep. But this is not what this is. This is us spreading our oat brand somewhere else, right?
Yes, we are jizzing everywhere. Yeah. That's what you mean,
that's
right?
Why does everyone do that to me?
But back to my point, I think I'm a fairly good judge on if we're being boring or if we suck or not.
Yeah.
Partially because I do listen to a lot of podcasts.
You're a scholar. You're a connoisseur.
I drive a lot.
Yep.
So I got a lot of listening time in the car. You know, I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and I know what sucks. You know, sometimes we start sucking.
Yep.
But other times we're fucking.
We're fucking. And yep.
You want to be fucking, not sucking.
Yep. You want to be
this.
I want to be fucking. Somebody's knocking on my door. 1 minute. I guess that means we have to go. Man, I love you. God damn it.
I love you more.
Nope. Oh, I'm getting knocks. All right.
See ya.
Bye. Speaking of idiots, I got my son on the line doing a podcast. Thanks, buddy. Stop this.